wasabis, this is Jirbie from Couchwasabi. So for today's video, I will be comparing these 3 Amyris essential oils. If you want to get to know more about this oil, then please keep on watching. I have 3 Amyris essential oils. I know I have made a video about Amyris previously, but I just thought of comparing the 3 of them because I've been falling in love with the oil recently, especially that I've been working with Amyris in the past month because of a particular project. And I never realized how amazing this oil as an anchor for your blends, especially when you're making like your natural perfume blend. Amyris is a good oil to serve as a base note, and it doesn't really tamper so much as your vetiver would do, or as much as what are the other oils. For me, patchouli is a little heavy, so this is a little, I would say, not as bright as elemi, but it's as good as sandalwood, but not as expensive as sandalwood. I feel that this is more sustainable than using sandalwood. So people have likened Amyris as a substitute for sandalwood, and I would agree. I have 3 Amyrises here, and I just thought of comparing them and sharing with you what I think. If I find my previous video, I will link it up here for you to check out. But today I will be comparing 3 Amyris, and they are from Plant Therapy, from Eden's Garden, and finally from Mountain Rose Herbs. It's my first time to order from Mountain Rose Herbs. This brand has been recommended by various aromatherapy teachers that I've had, so it's quite exciting for me to finally be able to try Mountain Rose Herbs. Okay, so let's just quickly compare them side by side. I will not be talking about the properties anymore because I think I've covered that in my previous video. So this video is purely for comparison, and I will be attending to one Q&A later. Okay, so let's compare the 3. Okay. 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 Okay, you know what? When I was comparing these 3 earlier, and I chose to put this at the last, I was able to detect these 2, but since I sniffed this first, this tends to be more meditative and stronger compared to these 2. So let me just try these 2 again. Okay. To me, this has more vibrance. Plant Therapy's Amyris has more brightness and vibrance, which I like. Which I personally like. This is more meditative and a lot stronger. This is more subdued. Amyris from Eden's Garden is more subdued, but towards the meditative side, like towards the anchoring, grounding side of it, while Plant Therapy has vibrance. It has more brightness and crisp and vibrance, which I really honestly prefer. Let me just put this here. I think the first Amyris that I've ever had was from Plant Therapy, I think. And then this one is what I got secondly. And then this is actually my 3rd bottle. And then this is my 4th bottle. I feel like of all the grounding oils that I've tried, Amyris is one of my favorites because it has a good balance of grounding properties and levels of brightness. Especially, I was really leaning towards using Plant Therapy when I was blending with Amyris. It's just that I found this to be more cost effective. That's why I ordered from Mountain Rose Herbs. And apparently, Plant Therapy stopped selling in bigger sizes, so I had no choice but to try another brand. But this has more of that temple meditative smell, but it also has a little bit of that camphoraceous note, which is good. like balsamic camphoraceous note. And it's really, I feel it's really comforting and invigorating. Restorative, those are the keywords that I can think of when I smell this. I've always loved blending Amyris with citruses. It goes well with your other woodsy notes, other resinous notes as well. Blends well with your conifers as well. So Amyris for me is a very well-rounded team player kind of oil. If you haven't tried this, I remember one of you sent me a message about Amyris a few months back asking which among these two is my favorite. And I really love plant therapy because it has more of that vibrance, brightness into it, and my personality. You know, I'm a citrus kind of girl. I really like brights and jolly and all of those things. So I tend to gravitate towards the brighty, vibrant oils. But I do appreciate sometimes grounding oils because sometimes I really get so excited that I needed something to ground me. And Amyris is that oil that finds the sweet spot where it's not too grounding that it turns me off, and it has a little bit of that brightness that I personally love. So yeah, that's all for Amyris. I hope you enjoyed that 2 cents from me. If you've ever tried Amyris, please don't forget to shoot them down below. I'd love to hear what you think. I'm not so sure if I included this in my Sniff Sesh series back in 2021. I hope I did. I hope I was able to share this to some of the students and make them experience it. But if you have any other questions about any oils, please don't hesitate to send me a comment, send me a DM. I love answering your questions. And speaking of answering your questions, I will be incorporating this Q&A starting today and in all of my essential oil videos moving forward because I think it's fun. So this morning, I got this question, and I will not be disclosing the name to protect that person. So she asked, and I will translate it in English. Is it true that when you apply Digest topically neat on your face, on your sinus area, so I assume it's here, right? Sinus area. It's more effective than using peppermint, and it's quicker to decongest. So I'll pop the question here in Tagalog, where I originally got the question. Now my answer to this is no. Please don't do that. While it may be effective to some people, to some adults this way, applying Digest topically on their sinus area, neat and undiluted, I highly do not recommend this simply because I know Digest has oils that are quite strong. I did a little check on the blend, and apparently Digest has oils like tarragon, it has oils like lemongrass, ginger. Let me pull out the exact blend. Okay, so it has anise, it has tarragon, ginger, peppermint, fennel, lemongrass, patchouli, and juniper. And some of those oils actually has dermal limits. Like, I know ginger has dermal limits, peppermint has dermal limits, lemongrass has dermal limits. Fennel, you cannot use it to everyone, especially if you're breastfeeding or a lactating mom. You can't. Or a nursing mom, you can't use fennel. So there are oils that is not good for everybody. It's not for general public. And so I don't really recommend putting Digest on your face neat and undiluted. Okay, the skin on our face is so much thinner than the rest of our body, and it's more sensitive. And if you apply these oils on your face, neat and undiluted, you will definitely put yourself at risk for dermal sensitization. Remember not to do this, especially to your child, because it has peppermint, and you don't really want to put anything that has peppermint on your face, on your child's face. Okay, that's trouble right there. What I do recommend is, if you really want to use digest to decongest, right? What I recommend is for you to put a few drops of it in an inhaler tube and just sniff it from there. Because if you want to decongest, the best thing that you can do is to do steam inhalation. Put a few drops of oil in a bowl of steaming hot water and do the steam inhalation. But what I would recommend rather, instead of using digest, is use conifers. If you find peppermint to be too strong for you, why don't you explore fir needle? Why don't you explore spruce? Why don't you explore cedarwood is also good. What else? Cypress is also good. So there are other oils that you can use if you find peppermint too strong, or if you're looking for other oils aside from peppermint, but definitely not digest. I feel that digest is better topically, but diluted, anything on your digestive area. It has worked for me previously, Fastly. It has worked for my loved ones, Fastly as well. But I've never applied digest on my face, especially on my sinus area, to decongest. For decongestion and opening up my upper respiratory tract, I've always gravitated towards oils that would have 1/8 cineol, like bay leaf, or like myrtle, or what else? Peppermint, rosemary, those things. But don't use those oils for kids. For kids, you can stick with conifers, you can stick with spearmint. Those are safer. So that's my long answer to this question. I have answered this question through my TikTok, and I answer a lot of questions, essential oil questions, on my TikTok. But I just thought of reiterating this in English so that more people will be able to understand and will be educated. And yeah, I guess that's all for today. I'm so glad to be doing this video again. It's been a hot minute since I've had any essential oil videos, and you can look forward to more essential oil videos because I have more oils to talk about. Anyway, that's all for today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I am Jirbie, your certified aromatherapist, and I'll see you on my next essential oil video. Bye!